What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm gonna be showing you how to make DJ Music Man from Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. Now, this is a big boy, as you can see here, and I do have the mini one. He won't actually be next because you see Vanny is next. I don't know why I made them in this order, but I kind of just did. Anyway, with that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. Here are all the materials you'll be needing for this fine gentleman. Alrighty, and the space you're needing for this is a 42 by 42. Now, if you are limited on your space, I advise at least punching out the corners because we're starting from the back on this one, and as you can probably see why. The materials you're needing now to start off are smooth quartz blocks, smooth quartz slabs, purple concrete, black stone walls, clay, and a lot of it. Where is clay? Okay, it is in nature. I second guessed myself for a second there. Block of coal, stone slabs, bamboo trapdoors, and black concrete. And that will do everything for us but the head. We will probably end up clearing our inventory fully for the head. Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. Starting from the back left-hand corner of your 42 by 42 grid golf if you made it. If you need to start from the back right, that is fine. He is perfectly symmetrical with the exception of his front hands, but we'll worry about that when we get there. From this corner, you want to start by counting right by 5 and forward by 3. And going right, you will place 4 smooth quartz blocks. You will then go forward by 3, left by 4, back 1, and then back diagonally right by 1. If you also want to do both back hands at the same time, you can. That'll, I think, make it a little bit easier for later, but it's not necessarily required to do that. What you want to do is you want to take the back row of 4 smooth quartz and extend it up an additional row. You'll then bring that top row forward with 2 additional rows of smooth quartz. And then you'll take the rightmost smooth quartz and extend it forward by 1. Left of that block, you'll place a slab, block, 2 slabs, and then back by 1. From either of the 2 upper blocks, or I guess alternatively every other block, which would be the 1st, 3rd, and 5th, you'll take the, well, bottom row, actually, and extend it forward with 3 smooth quartz blocks. The front smooth quartz block you will leave alone, and the back 2 you will place slabs on top of. Alone is certainly a pronunciation that I just said. Oh my god. Off the back right of his hand, you'll place a smooth quartz block to the right of the bottom. Then go forward diagonally, right 1, and forward by 2. Same thing, you'll place a slab on top of each of those blocks, except for that frontmost one. We're going to kind of start the, I guess, leg joint, and then we're going to nope back on to do something with the hand, because I find this easier for some reason. I don't know why. You want to take the bottom, or I guess the top row of smooth quartz on the back of the hand here, this particular row of 2. You will place behind it 2 rows of purple concrete. Bring each purple concrete up by 1, and also in front of that, you'll place smooth quartz slabs like so. That's a little part of the hand I figured we would do now instead of when we actually were doing everything else. So you want to place, going up from each of these purple concretes, 9 black stone walls. Hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. I am for the most part. And then place 2 purple concrete on top of that. Now you have a magic wand. That's what we're going to go with. So, this is the part that's not going to be fun to explain because of just the way that it works, but I'm going to try my best here. Off of the front right purple concrete, you'll place black stone wall in front. Then right, forward, right, forward, right, and then forward. Essentially, with the exception of the frontmost blackstone walls, which are these two, you'll place another row of blackstone walls right of each of these. So it's really just all of the back rows, and then it'll also end up being right of the kind of front row of purple concrete. So you'll have this shape, essentially. The frontmost and rightmost two blackstone walls, which are these two, you will extend up by one each. And then, I guess, place two blackstone walls in front of the back one. You'll then, from the front one here, go... Hold on, I'm, like, thinking. You'll go right one, forward one, right one, forward one. And then you'll do the same thing that you did before, where you'll take every blackstone wall, except for the back one and front one, and extend a blackstone wall to the right of them. So you'll have this shape again. It'll be the same shape twice, essentially. And then you will have to place another row of blackstone walls below all of those to make them all, make sure they're all too thick, I guess. So you'll have that. Just right of these kind of end two, or the frontmost two rows of blackstone walls, you'll place a couple of stone blocks. So I guess one stone block per wall, like such. Such is a new one. I don't know if I've ever said like such. But I guess today's a new day, baby. Let's go. Let's make the next leg forward, and then we'll kind of just go around this particular strip and make, I guess, all of the legs? Yeah, that seems reasonable enough. From the stone here, you want to place in front of each stone 3 clay, 1 stone, and then you'll go forward diagonally left with another stone. I almost said right, but it's not left. It's not right, it's left. From the front row of stone blocks, you'll place 6 black stone walls left of each stone block. Not the back ones, not the back ones. Because the back ones you'll end up going left by 7 as opposed to 6, so they're all the same distance out. This leg is much easier. Take the leftmost row of black stone walls and extend it down an additional row. And then extend that bottom row left by 4. Extend those, I guess, 8 walls in total up an additional row there, so you kind of have this going on. And then left of these blackstone walls, you'll place a little 2x2x2 of purple concrete. Underneath the purple concrete, you'll place 5 black stone walls. Per block, of course. And then extend that row, particularly right an additional row. You'll then take the rightmost 2 rows and extend them each down with 4 black stone walls. Essentially, your leg will always stay at 2x2, except for on rows where you transition. It'll usually stick to 3 at some point in that row. And then under that, you'll place a 2x2x2 of purple concrete, like so. In front of the top row of purple concrete, you want those smooth quartz slabs. Front of the bottom row, we'll place 3 smooth quartz blocks just to start, because we might as well. Extend that row of smooth quartz left and right by 1, and then also down to the ground. We'll just connect it entirely, because I feel like that's easier at this point in time with where we are. Place an additional row of smooth quartz off the front of that row that extends left by 1, and then that overhanging one on the left can be brought back by 1. Same thing going right to left, you'll place block, slab, block, and then the rest will be slabs, those 3. Again, you know the drill. First, third, fifth blocks. So the bottom row, you'll place 3 smooth quartz blocks moving out. Back 2 will have slabs on top of them, and the front one will just stay open. Off the back right of the hand, you'll place a smooth quartz block to the right. Go forward diagonally, right 1, and then forward 2. Leave the front block open again, and the other 3 can have smooth quartz slabs on top of them. And there you go. We're kind of starting to get somewhere. It doesn't exactly look logical in any way, but it'll get there eventually, I swear. Anyway, back to the stone on the start of this leg. You'll go forward from it with 3 clay, And then yet again 2 stone blocks. You should just be using slabs for that, by the way. I know I didn't say that earlier, but I did now, so you can't hold it against me. You totally can. Place a singular black stone wall left of each stone that will extend forward an additional row. You then want to place 5 additional rows of black stone walls going left of this that are rows of 3 that each shift forward by 1 from the previous, which is 5 more, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. So 1 is there, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see, just each row of 3 is one shifted forward from the previous row to the right, and you'll just kind of stop abruptly. The middle of that end row of 3 can be extended left by just 1 with black stone walls, and then you'll, kind of in the crux you have here, place some purple concrete. Extend the purple concrete forward a row, and then extend all that purple left a row. By the way, if you started from the right side, this is not how this arm goes. I am kind of clickbaiting you, I'm sorry. This hand will be particularly weird, although we're not there yet. On top of the purple concrete, you'll place 3 black stone walls per block. And then off of that top kind of black stone wall, this top right one, you'll place a black stone wall in front. Then right from that overhanging one, and then back by 1. The new little 2x2 you just created, you will place 2 additional rows of black stone walls on top of. That's a lot of 2s. Same thing again, front right corner, forward 1, right 1, then back 1, and then up with 2 rows from that whole little 2x2. You'll then do that 1 more time. Around the front here, up 2 rows, so you'll have this, what, 4 times? Or, yeah, 4 times. Then from that end one, you're going to do the same first step, where you take the black stone wall and extend it forward 1, this top right one. Then right 1 from that, back 1. Except instead of placing 2 rows of black stone walls on top of that, you're going to place 2 rows of purple concrete. Like so. This hand will kind of make more sense later. We might as well build it while we're here, because like there's no point in waiting, but it's weird. You'll place a smooth quartz block in front of the bottom left purple. On top of it, a smooth quartz slab. Left of that slab, a smooth quartz block. Extend that block down, or right of it, I guess, sorry. Extend that block down by 2, so you should be covering up the purple pretty much entirely. Not technically. You'll take the top smooth quartz and extend it right 1. Up 1. Forward 1. Up 1. Forward diagonally right with an upside down slab. And then I guess forward diagonally right with another upside down slab. And then you'll take either of those upside down slabs and place normal slabs on top. The row of 2 smooth quartz that is going front to back, it's just below the kind of, I guess, obvious thumb we made here. The block with the slabs. You'll take this row of 2 and just extend it forward an additional 3 with smooth quartz. And then go forward diagonally right by 1. You'll take the row below that, which is this block here, and just extend it forward by 2. That's literally it. Out of this row of 3 blocks here, off the right side of the purple, you'll take the middle block and extend it forward with 4 smooth quartz. Then go forward diagonally right. Take the bottom block on this row and extend it forward 2, down 1, forward 2, and then forward diagonally right 1 again. That looks so weird. Oh my god. Regardless, that's going to be the hand that will be, like, on his kind of earphone. On that side. It will look better once the earphone is in place. It does look a little bit cursed right now, to be honest. Let's bring it around town here, shall we? Come back down to the stone, where you started this leg, and in front of it, you'll place a row of clay. You'll then go forward diagonally, right 1, forward 1, forward diagonally, right 1, right by 11? Did I count that right? I did count that right, yes, right by 11. I love second guessing myself. Then go back diagonally, right one. Back one. Back diagonally, right one. And then back with 2 stone. I only second guessed myself because I didn't think he had a 2-block center, but he does. Apparently, at least. You want to go right of each of those, stone blocks with 11 black stone walls. Ghost? That's my fan, actually. It's moving something on my desk. Which obviously means ghost. You'll then place 2 rows of purple concrete to the right of that. It's another fun one. It's kind of like how the arm on the other side on the front started, but it's gonna be ending this time. You'll place black stone walls in front of the purple concrete and extend it up a row. You'll place, again, 5 rows of black stone walls that each shift forward and up a row from the previous row of the little 3x2s. And again, it will be 5 additional ones, so 6 in total if you're into that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this will be 5 here. In case you want to line it lines it up with the back of the purple concrete on the opposite hand of that bottom joint there. Pick the middle black stone walls and extend them forward from that row and place 2 rows of purple concrete on top. Yeah, extend the purple concrete forward. And then we're kind of in business here, I suppose. I don't really know if we are, though. On top of that front row of purple, you'll place smooth quartz blocks. You'll extend off the left and right of those with a smooth quartz slab, which can then be brought down with an upside down smooth quartz slab. From that upside down smooth quartz slab, you'll place a smooth quartz block in front and connect them together. From those middle 2, you'll place upside down smooth quartz slabs below. And you'll bring the row of smooth quartz blocks up by 2 additional rows. This is where the asymmetry kicks in. Off of the bottom right smooth quartz block here, you will count up by 1 and place a smooth quartz block right of that one, which is the middle of the 3, I guess. Bring that block up by 3, and then up diagonally forward by 1. You should be left with 4 blocks to the left, and this should kind of be muscle memory almost, but not really. Every other block, it'll be 2 smooth quartz up with a block up diagonally forward from it from there, and you'll have this. From the bottom left smooth quartz, you'll bring it left by 1, up diagonally left 1, up 1, up diagonally forward by 1. And we're kind of starting to get there. We just have 2 more legs and they're the same. If you are lazy, well, I guess, yeah. If you don't feel like making the legs again, you are allowed to structure block these over, and you'll end up getting the little part of the body as well, preferably. Well, maybe, yeah, maybe. Because I guess you can just cut it off there and then have to redo his fingers. Anyway, behind the stone here on the right side, you will place 3 rows of clay, a row of stone, and then you'll go back diagonally left with another row of stone. This leg is... Oh, I dropped my blackstone walls on my other account. This is the easy leg. You'll go left from the front row of stone with... Or right from it, excuse me, with 6 blackstone walls. And then right from the back one with 7. Bring the rightmost row down here on the rightmost row again. What did I just say? Just bring that down a row. There you go. And then extend the bottom 2 rows right an additional 4 with blackstone walls. Place 2 rows of purple on the end. Ooh, is that on the... No, okay, it's 1 over. And then going down from that, you will place 5 blackstone walls. This is what I don't like about symmetrical builds, especially ones like this. You'll then extend that bottom row left with blackstone walls, and then you'll extend the leftmost 2 rows down with 4 blackstone wall rows, or something like that. Place 2 rows of purple concrete below that, and then you can make the same freaking hand again. Smooth quartz slabs off of the top row purple, actually, I lied. Smooth quartz row below that, which extends left and right by 1, and then forward by 2 rows. Extend it down. That's cool. And then take the front row and extend it, or the bottom front row and extend it forward with smooth quartz, which will extend off the right this time by 1, and then back 1 on that overhanging block. Left to right on that row of 5, you'll place a block, slab, block, and then just 3 slabs to end this row, including that block behind. Take every other bottom row block here and bring it out with 3 smooth quartz. A slab on each of the back 2 blocks, and the front one stays open. Off the back left here, you'll place a smooth quartz. Forward diagonally, left 1. Forward 2. Again, front block stays open, back 3 blocks have slabs on them. There you go. One more leg, and we're done with the legs. One more... Yeah, that's crazy. That's just a sentence. I don't know. Take the stone there from the leg we just made and bring it back with 3 rows of clay and then a row of stone. You'll then go back diagonally left with a row of stone again. This is the terrible leg. If you don't like legs, you're not going to like this one. I don't know why you wouldn't like legs, but that's beyond me. Take the back row of stone and extend it right with 3 black stone walls. Ignore this kind of, but you'll take the middle row of black stone walls and extend it forward. Ignore what I'm saying as steps in general as far as when I'm talking about previous steps. So what we would have quote-unquote just did then is this row of 3 black stone walls. You'll take it and extend it back and right just 2 more times. So each time you bring it back a row, it'll be extending, or it'll be shifting right, like so. You'll then take the middle of that row of 3 and extend it back with black stone walls. And again, extend the rightmost and backmost black stone walls down by 1. Connect together at the bottom row behind the front one and also the row above. And then extend those 2 back an additional row. Take that row of 3 and extend it also, or shift it. Place 2 rows going right that each shift back by 1 from the previous row again. There we go. I got there. That end row of 3, you'll take the middle row of black stone walls and extend it right by 1. Then behind that row of walls, you'll place 2 purple concrete. And each purple concrete will extend right by 1. Then from there, I think it's just a straight shot of 9 black stone walls down from each purple concrete. It's not too bad. I mean, it's pretty bad, but it's not that bad. Surely. That was easier, I think, doing it that way than the other way. Then place 2 rows of purple concrete underneath the black stone walls. Again, to reiterate the foot or hand, smooth quartz slabs off the front row of purple. Smooth quartz block a row below it. Extend that row of 2 left and right by 1. And then forward by 2 rows. Connect it down. Extend the bottom row of smooth quartz forward by 1, and then extend it off to the right by 1 from that front row. Extend that front row back by 1. Going left to right on that row, you'll place block, slab, block, and then the rest will be slabs. And off every other block in that row of 5, aka the first, third, and fifth, you'll place 3 blocks moving out with just with slabs on the back 2 blocks and the front one staying open. And off the back left of the hand, you'll place a smooth quartz block. Forward diagonally left 1. Forward 2. Slab off each block but the front one. And there you go. There's all of his legs. That looks so weird. Anyway, now it's time for the symmetry game. And if you're familiar with this one, you'll know how fun it is. Not really. There's nothing fun about it. So, what you do on one side, you want to do on both sides. So, you want to take the stone and extend it back here on either side with 4 clay. Make sure you're doing both rows as well. You'll then go back diagonally in by 1. Back 1. Did I Surely not. Back diagonally in by 1, and then you should just connect together with... Should be 6 clay. Okay, no, I didn't. I thought I messed up the grid, but we're good. It's funny as a square. Oh, that's such a weird shit. That actually looks like a spider. Huh. Anyway. We'll work down first, because I think down makes more sense. Although it may be in our best interest to do his quote-unquote spine, if you will, on the underside, because it's kind of just nice to have, I think. Yeah, I think that will be probably of our best interest. So head to the front, which is where I am right now. It's the flatter portion of the two. And you want to find the middle 2 rows. I'm going to just mark them with block of coal to make sure I've got 4, and I've got 3, 4, 5. I got 5 and 5, do I? I got 5 and 5. I thought I had 4, but I have 5 and 5. Underneath each of these, you'll place an additional clay. You'll then go down diagonally back with clay. Down 1. Then down diagonally back by 2. Then back 1. Then down diagonally back 1. Back by 2. Then down diagonally back 1. Back by 4. Up diagonally back 1. Back by 2. Up diagonally back 1. Back 1. Up diagonally back 1. Back 1. Oh my god. Up diagonally back 1. Back 1. And then you'll go up diagonally back by 2, which will end you behind a row from what you've done. It is a little weird, but that's what you have. And this just splits it into quarters, at least on the bottom. And we'll do the same thing on the top once we get there. I just don't really see the purpose in doing it now. So, there are also lines which we'll have to just worry about later. We'll just punch them in rather than worrying about detailing them in, because I feel like it's easier to do that. So, my first suggestion here. The previous row of... oh my god. Of whatever. You want to almost do the same thing. It is a little bit different. The sides are the same, however... I guess we'll start with the front, actually. We'll start with the front. I lied here. And when you go onto the diagonal here... Actually, I lied. No, it is the same. It is the same. There is one difference still on the back. It's not the front. So just do the whole thing, and then once you get to the back, you are going to add another diagonal, essentially. So, well, not really, actually, I guess. You'll have this row of 2 clay here, right? At the far back. You'll just bring it back an additional row on this particular row, and then go back diagonally in by 1, and you'll connect to this almost like tail row. It reminds me of a ducktail a little bit. I mean, it's not quite, but it's got the essence of a ducktail. Barely. But really, it's just make a row of 2, a row of 3 on the back. There you go. I apologize. I was looking at the wrong row at first. We shall keep working down. Next row. Let me actually get to the right area. You want to go out on either side with... I'll get there, I swear. 5 clay. You'll then go back diagonally outward by 2. I forgot what I was saying for a second there. And then you'll essentially just follow along until you reach the end of the long side. So you'll do this row of whatever it is. It's like 8 or something. Yeah, this row of 7, actually. Then this row of 5. And then this row of also 5. And then, let me actually do that on the other side first. And then you'll go back diagonally in by 1. Back 1. Back diagonally in by 1, and you'll just connect into this particular line. The next row down is, I'm pretty sure, fairly similar. It is the same again, except for that back area. The back area seems to always change. So just copy the front, and again, including these side rows, which I mentioned of the, whatever it is. It's like 7, 5, 5. And then stop after you've done the second 5 for a second. For a second, wow. The second 5 for a second. You'll then go on this particular row, in by 1, back diagonally, in by 1, back 1, and then you'll just connect both these rows of clay inward like so. Next up, you want to be on the front again, and you want to be on this little row of 2. You want to extend it left and right by 4. Correction, 5. And then you want to go back diagonally out by 1. Out 1. And then how long do we follow for this one? We do the first row of 7 and the next row of 5, and then we do not do the back row of 5. We leave that one for later, as in right now. Because then you'll go back diagonally in 1. Wait, am I just wrong? I forgot where I was. Hold on. No, you'll then go back by 2. I got there. And then you'll go back diagonally in by 1 again. And back by 1, and then you'll just connect those end 2 rows in again. You're just always gonna end up being connecting to something. Hey, we're almost there, actually. For the bottom half, at least. And I think we can do the lines, because all the lines are pretty much on the bottom. We're gonna do the ones you have to punch in, at least. So anyway, below that, you want to be on the next little row of 2, and you want to extend, this time, both rows out by 6. Just like this. You'll then take the backmost clay there and go back diagonally out by 1. Then back by 4. Back diagonally in by 1. I might as well just do this whole row. There's no point. Back by 4 again. And then you'll go back diagonally in by 2. Back by 1. And those back 2 rows of clay can again connect in. Almost there. Look at the little square we have left. I don't believe it. I do believe it, actually. I made the thing. You'll then take, on this next area, all 3 rows of clay and extend it left and right by 6. Then from there, you'll take the backmost clays again and do the same thing. We will go back diagonally out by 1. Back 1. Back diagonally in by 1. And then I think it was... Oh, God. Why do I do this? Okay, yeah. Then you'll go back by 2. Back diagonally in by 1. Back 1. Back diagonally in by 1. And then those back 3 rows of clay can connect as well. It's a little bit more curved than any of the other rows have been, which is interesting. And then the final row of clay is legitimately just a fill game here. You're filling within everything by a row, pretty much. And also down, of course. So you see, we're going to go here. Both sides are flat, which I guess is front and back, I mean. But it'll come out a little bit on the sides there, and that's literally it. There you go. Here's the bottom half of, well, I think it's more than halfway, actually. About half of Music Man's body done. We are far enough to do all of the lines and such on him, so we can get those out of the way now. You want to be on the left and right, and specifically the front. You'll have this row of 2 clay, which is essentially flat. It doesn't really have any diagonals or anything, and it's just below the front leg, pretty much. There are 4 rows below. You want to be on this corner here. You go back diagonally up by 1 and break this clay. From that, you'll go back diagonally down by 1 and break. Then break back by 2. Down diagonally back. Then back by 4, which will kind of not all be in the same row. Then up diagonally back 1. Whoopsies. Even though I have to break that anyway, still for the example. Back by 2. Up diagonally back 1. Back 1. You're essentially just following a row up from the kind of bottom there, so if you want to do it on the other side that way, you can. I'm going to actually go inside instead and just kind of follow here what I'm seeing. And it ended on this too, right? Yeah. We won't fill them in quite yet. Because there's still 2 more lines that we have to do. Which one is kind of underside? These ones are weird because they don't exactly work logically. You want to essentially mark off the middle 4 blocks, however you may choose. You want to be on this row of 2 as well, the vertical row. And you see I have 4, 4, 4 actually, which is perfect. Just outside of that, you'll break the first clay here on that bottom row of 2, like so, and you can actually remove your marker now. But you see it's 4 blocks apart and whatever. You essentially want to break all the way along this line going down, just straight back, until you are at the bottommost row, and you'll break the first one and then stop for a second here. So you'll break to there, pretty much. Because then you'll break back diagonally in by 1, and then you'll break back an additional 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just like so. Each of these lines we've just created, you want to fill a block inside with black concrete. You don't have to break all the extras like I am here. I just want to because it's funny. But yeah. I don't know particularly what these are, but they're here. I'm telling you, this was one of the hardest statues for some reason for me to make. I feel like the security breach in general have given me problems, but I could just not get the shape right. I mean, I eventually got at least something I'm pleased with to some extent, as you see, but man, it was for some reason just really difficult. I don't know why. I guess out of all the ones, you would expect them to be up there, but like, I don't know. I made the Little Nightmares Doctor without much of a problem, so you'd think this guy wouldn't be harder than that. But I guess he was, you know. It is what it is. Anyway, there's your bottom half now. Fully more. So done, yeah. That's so grammar. It is funny to, like, incorrectly say a bunch of words and just hope it works. Anyway, I guess we'll kind of start with his spine, but not really. So you want to find the middle 2 blocks here at the top and just place stone on top of them. I'm just going to hope that that's right, which it is. Lucky guess. You'll place blackstone walls on top of that. And I would bring the blackstone walls back an additional row and then the full 2x2 up. You'll kind of see why I do it like this in a second. Or later, I guess. You'll place stone on top of the back row of blackstone walls. And then from that, you'll go up diagonally back by 2 with clay rows from the stone. You'll then go back by 1. Then up diagonally back with block of coal, since it's going to be there anyway. Then back with 8 clay. Block of coal. Down diagonally back with clay. Back 1. Down diagonally back with clay. Back 1. Then down diagonally back by 2 with clay. Down 1. And then down diagonally back with clay, I should say. There we go. The block of coal we placed because we're doing that road that way. Anyway, we're not going to worry about it probably on all of it, but we will end up going back, and that will help us with marking as well. Side note, left and right of the blackstone walls here, you want to place stone, but it's not particularly just placing stone. It's off of the front bottom blocks and the top back blocks. Again, it still doesn't quite make sense why we do this, but you'll see that gap there, and we'll just end up worrying about that later. Which, you can't just fill that with black concrete, actually. I think that's what I did, yeah. I just have these blackstone walls as black concrete. My god. And that does, in fact, fill the gap. Or you could place like stone or something on the sides and leave the walls. That should also, in theory, block it up. But yeah. So on top of the previous row, we have the same thing kind of going on here. You'll be on the bottom row where you have the stone, and you'll place clay going all the way around. I may start coughing, I apologize. I am still a little bit sick, but only that particularly matters. But you want to stop anyway once you've done the back row of 5 again. Kind of, actually. Wait, yes, no, I can't. Yeah, sure. Yeah, just get that far. Just like, whatever. Just do the back row of 5. After that, you'll go back diagonally in by 2, and they just connect together to the back. I don't know anymore. I'm getting to that point, I think. The next row, do the same thing, except you want to actually this time do what I was confused about, which is leave that back row of 5 open for just a second here. But the front is the same. From this point, you'll go back diagonally in by 1, so you're on top of the row of 5. Back by 3. And then back diagonally in by 2. And connect into this row. You will only end up connecting to the bottom. We'll get to the top in approximately right now. Take the stone off either side here, the black stone walls, and extend it out with 4 clay. You'll then go back diagonally out by 2. And then you'll follow again. From this point, you're actually just following the rest of the row the same, including the back. Because of that 2-row thickness here, it makes our life a little bit easier at certain points, which this is one of them, I guess. I don't know. Then from the top row of stone here, you want to go out with 5 clay from either side. You'll again go back diagonally out by 2. And follow again, just go basically back with 6, back diagonally in 1, back by 4. And then stop, and then do back diagonally in 1, back 1, back diagonally in by 1, if I could place my blocks. Back 1, back diagonally in by 1, and then connect together again to the sides, or in the middle, whatever, something like that. This next row of clay, we'll just do this whole thing because this one's a little bit weird. You'll go out on either side again with 5 clay. Go back diagonally out by 1. Back 1. Back diagonally out by 1. Back by 4. Back diagonally in by 1. Back by 4 again. And then, where was I here? Yes, you'll go in by 1. And then back diagonally in by 1. Back 1. Back diagonally in by 1. Back 1, and connect those back 2 rows of clay to the sides again. Basically one more row. And this one will end up making the top a little bit easy. Because it should be the... No, it's a little... Is it the same? Kind of. It's not actually the same. That's annoying. But anyway. You're going to take both rows of clay and extend them again out by 5 on either side. You'll then take these back outer ones and go back diagonally out with a clay. And then back by 4... Back diagonally in by 1. Back by 4 again. And then you'll go in by 1. Back diagonally in 1. Back 1, and connect these back 2 rows of clay again across. Same thing as before, pretty much. You're just filling in the remaining space here in with clay. Now, there is one exception, and it's on the back side specifically, but I'll let you build it first, and then I'll tell you where it is. It's adding, not breaking a block. Just, I guess so we're clear on that. So you should have this as of right now. However, on the back, you are going to square off these corners here. Just on either back corner, you're placing another clay. And now we can worry about doing the rest of the body stuff. So, the clay here on the front and back, you will go kind of out... You go out diagonally, back or forward from the clay like this, to create these kind of little shapes. Back diagonally in from those lingering block of coals on the sides here, you'll place stone slabs like so. You'll bring them out diagonally, I guess, towards each other by 2, and they should end up connecting in theory like so. You'll fill in the middle just above the clay with block of coal. And you want those weird banana telephone shapes off each side. So if you just leave really a 1-block gap from the rows of 2 stone slabs, you'll break this clay and replace it with block of coal. And then just have diagonals on the sides there. It looks like this. I don't know how to explain it without actually explaining it, because that makes sense. Anyway, there's a couple bamboo trapdoors we need to be made aware of on the backside. It's the row of 2, like, horizontal rows, the flat part, before this row of 1 here. You want to be on not the outermost clay, but 1 block in and place a bamboo trapdoor. You'll count down a row to this actual row of 1 and place a bamboo trapdoor on the outermost block. And then if you count down another row to what is a vertical row of, or 2 rows of clay vertically, you'll place bamboo trapdoor again, not on the outermost, but 1 in. So you'll have this. One more thing before we get to do his illustrious head. His neck. It might be important. From the blackstone walls here that kind of just are here, you will bring them forward an additional row. In front of them, you'll place a single row of purple concrete with 2 rows of blackstone walls in front. Each of those blackstone walls, along with the purple concrete behind the 2, will be brought up with blackstone walls. And then you'll place purple concrete in front of the top row of blackstone walls there. Extend that purple up a row, and then back a row. Now it's literally just his head. So glad we saved that one for last. So I'm going to tell you to clear your inventory here. We still do need the clay, and I think that's it, but it will just be better to get rid of everything as we move on to his head. So, to start off, you want to get out, guess what? Clay. I know, insane. Not like I told you needed that or anything. Light blue concrete, which is a little peculiar now that I'm noticing. Magenta concrete. Whatever the frog light is, pearlescent frog light. Warp stairs. Crimson stairs. Crimson trapdoors. Crimson slabs. And we'll go with black concrete. That will get us most of the way through at least the structure of his head. And we'll start to get the details on the front of his face. Or get most of them, I should say. So, from the clay here, you will place, or from the purple concrete here, you'll place clay in front of it, just a little 2x2. You'll extend the clay left and right by 5 rows. It's weird starting from the back of their head. Usually I don't do that. You'll then extend the clay down by 1 row. And also up by 3 rows. Just so we can kind of get the general shape of just row by row. We'll probably do it like this, because I said so. Oh my god. You will place a row off of the bottom of the clay that is 3 shorter on either side. So it's a row of 6. You'll also place a row off the top that is just 1 shorter on either side. Kind of hard to see with the clay background, but that's what you should have so far. Let's do the signs and kind of go around, yeah. Off of the left and right, you'll place a row of clay kind of forward diagonally out by 1 from these long rows on the sides. So you'll have this. You'll extend these full rows forward by 9. certainly weird, but it is what it is. I also gotta watch the time here. It's New Year's Day that I'm recording this, which is awesome and cool, but that means I have to worry about the premiere. Starting in 18 minutes. I should finish his head in 18 minutes, surely, right? Oh wow, we're closer to the lady than I thought. That's actually not that close, never mind. So you should have this really weird box. It'll make more sense in a second, I swear. You'll end up kind of... Let's just start from the front, actually, for the shaping here. From the clay here, the bottom clay is here on the front. You'll go in with the clay. Down one. In by 3. Down by 1. In by 1, and then you'll connect together with what should be 2 light blue concrete. You'll extend the light blue concrete along with the clay left and right of it, just up an additional one that will kind of help us later. But you will bring these rows of clay and or light blue concrete all the way back until they're one short of the back of the head. There's one exception to this, and it's with the light blue concrete. For whatever reason, the back 2 light blue concrete are non-existent. You want to end up placing the back 2 rows as clay here instead of light blue. Why? Because I said so. I was using a 3D model, so there's a chance that's not perfectly accurate, but you can't see it otherwise, so who cares? Unless you're, like, in the game, of course. Really looking. But who does? Me, I might, actually. I would definitely do something like that. Anyway, let's make his mouth. At the front here, the bottom row that we kind of have available here, you'll just place a full row of magenta concrete just at the bottom, like so. You'll go up diagonally out from the sides by 1. And then up by 3 on those sides. Connect together at the top row like so. Barring a little bit of needing to break this, you will need to bring, or you want to bring the magenta back an additional 3 rows. There's like 4 spots we have to break, I guess, here. But I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to worry about doing all of that later. As in afterwards. Because we're going to just break the pearlescent frog light pattern in. I think that makes more sense. Off either corner here, you'll place a magenta kind of back diagonally. I guess in by 1. It'll be there. You see where I have it. You'll bring that magenta both up and inward by 2, so you'll create these kind of L corner shapes. And then a block back from that, you'll fill in the rest with magenta. You will need to bring the top and bottom magenta concrete rows back a little bit, so you can end up having it all filled in, but that's fine. And for once, the back of the head is done, so we don't have to look at this monstrosity later. It does still look weird, though. For the frog lights. The bottom back row of magenta is this row of 4. You'll break the middle 2 and make them pearlescent frog lights. The direction doesn't particularly matter to me, although if you care, then you can do whatever. From those, you'll go up diagonally out by 2. And then you'll end up going down diagonally out by 2. One will be in line with what we just made, and the other will be this kind of corner magenta concrete. Like so, on those L shapes. I thought about just making it that originally, but it was too late when I already decided that. And then from that, you'll kind of go up diagonally forward by 2, just making sure that you're along this wall here. So from this block, you'll just count up 1 and then left to the wall, break it, and then up diagonally forward again. And there you go. He is kind of missing his dentures currently, but we'll worry about that later because it's not my problem right now. The row of clay above the magenta concrete can't connect together across. And then the next row, you will leave the first clay open and place 2 moving in from there. Then from that, you'll place a crimson trapdoor facing inward. Then a crimson trapdoor. Then another crimson stair facing towards that trapdoor. You'll just place 2 clay in the middle. We won't quite finish the eyes right there, but we will just get them marked. You'll take the rows of 2 clay and specifically the inner one and extend it up by 3 on either side. connect that top row of clay together. It is also probably advised to bring up the middle 2 rows of clay, so you kind of almost segment your eyes like so, which will mean we can finish them now, but we won't do it quite yet still. You will, on this top row of clay, you'll bring it up an additional row, except you'll leave the left and rightmost blocks open, so you'll end up having this. It looks weird right now, it'll get there, trust me. The head is, like, definitely the best part of this build, in my personal opinion, of course. Anyway. Above either crimson stair on the sides here, you'll place a crimson trapdoor opened up against the clay. Above each crimson stair. Am I saying trapdoor? I don't know anymore. You'll then place an upside down crimson stair, I for sure said it that time, on top of the trapdoor like so. And in between those crimson stairs, you'll place another crimson trapdoor that is just up against the top of the clay. Fill in both these eyes a block back in with black concrete. Place light blue concrete on the row of clay just above the eyes that sticks out a row like so. Oh my god, he still looks so weird because he has no teeth. And then from the top row of clay between the eyes, not the eyebrows, the eyes themselves, you'll place a pair of crimson stairs facing away from each other. Below that, you will place 3 crimson planks just using slabs. And then upside down crimson slabs below that. Of the bottom row of planks, you'll place upside down crimson stairs facing out like so. To the left and right of them, and you'll also actually do the same thing in front. From those front ones, you'll just place crimson slabs on top. We're almost there. From the top corner of magenta concrete, you'll place an upside down warp stair facing inward. You'll bring it out with an upside down warp stair facing away from that one, and then you'll just bring those up with a set of warp stairs facing away from each other that are not upside down, they're right side up. Still looks a little weird, so let's do the rest of the head shape, because that's all we can really do with this set of materials for now. So head to the back, and you want to, I guess, take this row here of clay, this kind of uppermost row, and bring it up diagonally forward with another row of clay of the same length. You'll bring that row up by 2 rows, and then with one more row that excludes the corners, so you're just leaving the left and rightmost block open. Connect these rows of clay at the very top together left and right. Do not connect the sides where they go down a row, because we're doing something different with that. You're just connecting the very tippy top row. Because with those sides, you'll place another row of clay that just extends off of every block but the front and back one, basically. Just like this. It should give you something that looks like a square without the corners, but it might not be. I'm not really sure. I didn't actually count, so, you know, there's that. Anyway. At the front, where you have this singular clay block that is kind of on a diagonal. It's really the only part of the head we have yet to fill out. You'll bring that clay back by 1, and then that back one can be brought up by 1. You essentially want to copy this on the back in a fairly, I think, pointed out position here. It's just on this diagonal where you have this clay here. You'll place a clay back diagonally forward by 1. It's right kind of there. You can see where I placed it. And it'll be on both sides. And then again, you'll go forward 1. And then up 1. This one's kind of up to you, but I would connect the bottom 2 rows of clay there together, and then the rest of the sides can just be filled in kind of going down from the top with a couple of rows of clay. It's covered up by the earmuffs or headphones anyway, so it doesn't really matter, but still gotta get the shape there anyway. And there you go. He does look a little bald for a couple of reasons, actually. He's missing his hat as well. So let's get to giving him those things. You can clear your inventory and get out. Block of iron. Dark oak fence gates. Blackstone slabs. Blackstone walls. Lime concrete. Block of coal. And mangrove slabs, and that should be everything. So he needs teeth first before we do anything else. You want to be a block back and looking at the top half of his head. You will place a row of block of iron just going all the way across the very top like so. With the exception of the left and rightmost blocks of iron, you'll place a dark oak fence gate in front of each one, open towards the iron like so. I guess the best way to consider this next step is each of the blocks of iron with dark oak fence gates above them, you'll trace down and place block of iron at the same position on the bottom, aka you're just leaving the left and right open. From the top of the head, you want to find the middle 2x2 and place lime concrete off of it. It should be 4 blocks off of each side, and I'm just going to kind of eyeball this here, and you see 4, 4, 4, 4. Boom. Place a blackstone block on top of each lime concrete, and then a blackstone wall outside of each blackstone block. Around the lime concrete, you'll also place blackstone slabs, like so. That's his little head. Next step. This one is, like, pretty much the last one, actually. At the left and right, you're doing the same thing. You are taking the topmost row of clay and leaving the front and back 2 clay open and placing lime concrete off of the middle 4, specifically 2 rows out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, like so. You'll then go both down diagonally forward and down diagonally back from that and place a row. I'll start with 1. I was going to do 2, but no point in rushing. Then go down a row with lime. Almost forgot to do both sides at the same time. Silly me. And then, essentially, you'll kind of go down an additional 2, but when you do it this time, these lime will stick out to the right an additional row. Since the head shape is making it do that, of course. And then from that point, from the overhanging limes here, you'll go down diagonally in by 1 and connect the limes together. Down diagonally in, front or back. And that row of 4 can extend out by an additional 1 left to right. It will connect to the hand on the left side, which is cool. Backtracking our way up, you'll place 2 rows of block of coal off of that row of lime there. And then from there, you'll go up diagonally in with a block of coal. Row of 4. And then bring that up an additional row. You're still missing the kind of bar at the top, so let's do that, shall we? Still off of both sides, you will take the outer row of lime here at the top and place mangrove slabs off of it on both sides. Inside of the mangrove slabs, you'll place mangrove planks with a mangrove slab on top. With a placeholder you'll probably need, you'll place a upside down mangrove slab inside of those regular mangrove slabs, which are, I guess, kind of up diagonally in, but they're not really at the same time. Place mangrove slabs on top. And then do the same thing again. The upside down slab inside. With the slab on top. Connect that top upside down slab and slab row together all across the top, which is, I guess, 4 rows in total, but, you know, I was never good at math. I was kind of okay at math, actually. I didn't ever fail, so that's about as good as I could ask, I guess. But, yeah, once you have done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is your DJ Music Man complete from FNAF Security Breach, because I know there is the other one, which I forget isn't his name different? The UCN one, or I guess the Pizzeria Sim one. Maybe not. Maybe it's just Music Man, not DJ. I don't know. Anyway, thank you guys for whatever you guys did enjoy this video. Have a fantastic rest of your day or night. And I will say on the next one, peace.